Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are we doing? I'm assuming some chats are going to pop up in a sec there. Just switched it to...
In the meantime, I'm good, Caleb. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Well, everybody, welcome back to another Top Drives live stream, Top Drives Q&A live stream for May.
Yep.
I think we've had a pretty good streak of these. We've been doing one of these every month. I think since like the start of the year.
We've been doing them since winter.
Yes.
And winter feels like a long time ago.
It does. It's starting to get warm finally in the UK here.
Except for today.
Except for today, there's no sun coming through. It's cloudy skies, classic England, but there we go. But yeah, anyway, I'm Caleb. I'm the community coordinator on Top Drives here at Hutch, and I'm joined by...
I'm Ben, and I am the car manager on Top Drives at Hutch.
Nice. All right. So we're back at it with another Q&A live stream. If this is your first time coming to one of these, the way it works is over on our Discord server, I post a little announcement. We announce the stream. I post a thread where you can come and ask some questions. We pick our favourite questions, and the top 5 favourite questions that we pick all win a CF pack in game.
Yep.
Which is very exciting. Of course, I'm sure everybody would want a free CF pack.
Yep.
We also ask you a question as well. This week we asked people to show us some of their custom Top Drives cards, so we've got some really interesting picks we're getting to there. Our top 3 answers there also win a CF pack, so it's free CF packs all over the place. Yep. But of course, even if your question didn't quite make the cut, if we thought it was kind of cool, we're still going to put it in there anyway. And if we have time at the end, which I feel like we will, we'll answer a couple of questions from the chat too. So yeah, there we go.
So, according to the chat, I assume this stream is going to be ultra rare.
This stream is going to be epic. It's going to be uncommon. It's going to be ultra rare. I think we're at least uncommon. I'm hoping we're at least an ultra.
I mean, I thought we might be legendary.
Legendary. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe I'm legendary because I'm older.
Oh yeah, that.
Maybe it's one of them things.
Maybe that makes sense.
And apparently, let's get this party started.
People are real hype. All right.
Yep.
Okay. Let's jump right into it then.
Let's literally get this party started.
Indeed. Here we go. So, let's take a look at our top 5 questions here. Question number 1.
Drum roll.
Comes from Sideways Reaction, who asked, I remember a while ago Hutch teased/talked about a new UI for the game. Is that still underway? Or has that been pushed away for other more important things? Well, thank you very much, first of all, Sideways Reaction, for your question there. And I think, if I'm right, what you're probably talking about is we talked about, in one of our previous roadmaps, updating the UI for the pack store in the game.
I believe it was that, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. And yeah, I can get why people would want that to change, because it gets to be there can be quite a few packs in it sometimes. You can be scrolling for quite a while to find what you want, so we're quite aware of this. Want to make it a little bit easier to navigate. That is, if I'm correct, coming soon, TM, as we always say.
Yeah.
But actually, not too far off, I don't think. That's been pretty high up, I think, the sort of quality of life feature change list, if I'm right.
Yeah.
There is some testing going on internally. So, yeah, hopefully... Soon, yes.
Soon.
But yeah, we are taking that pretty seriously. It's not going to be a complete UI refresh or anything like that. It's just sort of for the pack store. But that will be coming soon, and it should make things a lot easier to navigate, which would be really nice. I can't see the stream on Twitch. Yeah, unfortunately, we've had a couple of issues with Twitch as we were trying to set up here, so we had to forego Twitch today.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Twitch folks. Hopefully, if you can join us on YouTube or Facebook, that would be great. What else we got here? My custom cards are bad, but I'm only making them for a week or two. I saw some of those. Callum Crickshank, thank you for joining us, and I thought they were still pretty good.
All contributions were very welcome, and all of them were excellent.
Love this game, fantastic card collection, great challenges. Love playing it so far. Thank you, Justin Reynolds. I'm really glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
The stream is definitely going to be mythic. All right, sweet.
Okay.
Hello from Canada. Any news on Ferrari first-time watcher? What's our canned response? We're always trying to get the best car brands in, but due to licensing, we can't always get it done.
We're trying. We'll keep trying.
Yeah. Well, we're always trying. But yeah, back to Sideways reaction. Thank you very much for that question. You've earned yourself a CF pack, and yeah, to sum up, look forward to some news on, hopefully, the improved pack store UI soon.
Yeah.
TM. All right, let's move on. What have we got next? Any update on what's happening with the as seen on YouTube tag? I thought this was a pretty good question, and I know a lot of people are quite curious about this. So even though I can't exactly reveal a huge amount, I thought it was important that we should probably address this anyway.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
Yeah, it has been around for a while. So yeah, that tag got added an update or two ago, I think.
For 19, wasn't it?
I think it was for 19, yeah. So we put this in. A lot of people speculated, as usually happens, that this would turn into a collection series or something like that. We have plans for this. Yes. We have not forgotten about it. That is the most important thing. There are just a few intricacies with what specifically we're doing with this that need to be worked out that we cannot talk about yet.
It's one of those where if you could bear with us.
Yes.
And when it arrives, you're going to be happy.
Yes.
Especially GGX Prezzo UG.
Yes, especially them. Yeah, unfortunately, we really can't go into the specifics of why we can't talk about it. But I kind of wanted to raise this question just to reassure people we haven't forgotten about it.
We're still working.
Something will happen with it.
Yeah.
So yes, that's pretty much all we can say.
Yeah.
But it should be really exciting when it does come out. There should be something really cool and quite unique for top drives, I would hope. So yeah, thank you GGX Prezzo UG for that. You also won yourself a CF pack. Well done. What else we got here? Can I have a legendary in my next pack? You might be able to if you buy one and get lucky.
Yeah.
Hello from Brazil. Hello, Shimex the Synth. Callum again. Love the game. Always beat the campaign for the 12th time. Got a decent collection right now. Glad to hear it.
Good work.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
So, I suppose, next question.
Yes, next question. What was this one? This one comes from WW431, who asks, we have a month and a bit since the intro of flags and races per prize tier. Have people been more active in events? And if so, are they as active now as they were when the change occurred? So yeah, interesting question. I think I can understand why people might want to know about that, even though it's like kind of a intricacies of the game sort of question. So yeah, we recently introduced our new PvP challenge leagues, which every month there's a takeover in the game, and you can play events to collect flags, and then that would determine your prize tier, and you can win some really cool prizes from playing through that. It's pretty interesting. I've seen people react to it pretty positively so far. And we've also introduced, as we talked about, the minimum race per prize tier feature, which means on events and challenges, you need to play a minimum amount of races before you are eligible for a certain prize tier, just to make sure that people aren't coming in late, playing one race and placing high and stuff like that. So yeah, have people been more active in events? So yeah, actually, I talked to our analysts about this. I was like,
we have analysts?
We have analysts, believe it or not. They do a great job, actually.
I know we have analysts.
Yeah. But yes, so we have seen an overall increase in the number of races the average player is competing for each event they participate in. So hopefully, I think it seems like this has done a pretty good job of, getting people engaged. I know I've seen anecdotally a lot of people are pretty happy with it. But of course, we'll keep monitoring it.
As well as stopping the turning up late thing.
Yes, that as well, for sure. So yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. Again, we're always open to feedback on everything that's been going on with minimum races and introductory flags. We did actually announce just at the end of last week, actually, that we did lower the minimum amount of races needed for some per prize tier for some events because people felt like they couldn't race enough. I think it was on 48-hour events specifically they couldn't race enough to actually qualify for anything. So again, we're adjusting as we go. So yeah, there you go. I've heard rumours of people abusing challenges and getting unlimited flags. You guys know anything about this case? I haven't heard anything on that yet.
No, I haven't heard anything either.
I have to speak to our player support team. They'll probably I imagine if something like that's happened, they've usually picked up on it by now. They're pretty good at that.
Yeah, and if you ever see anything that would suggest, you know, scenario stuff like this is happening, obviously screenshot report quickly as you can, and obviously we'll look at it.
Of course.
So, yeah, other interesting comments in there.
Hand pink waving from Matsy. Oh, hey Matsy. I'm assuming that is our Matsy, not someone pretending to be him. I'm glad to see you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, can there be new moderators and KT Play since none of them have iOS? Yeah, we probably do need to look into this with KT Play. Well, yeah, we'll see.
So there's no iOS moderators on there? Is that what you're saying?
I'm sure there is somebody at least, but a lot of our moderators were originally Android, yeah.
Right, okay.
So yeah, we will, I haven't forgotten about that, we'll sort that out. What else we got? Is there going to be any changes with the flag system? Not that I know of yet, but like I said, it's pretty new, so we're always evaluating.
Yeah.
At the moment. Cool. So somebody's been doing it for a long time and didn't get banned. Okay. Interesting. But we can discuss that perhaps another time on Discord. If you submit a report maybe to see.
And as I said, just if you see stuff, please submit a report. We do look at them. Obviously, we need you to report stuff so we can take action or, you know.
Yes,
sure.
sure.
Stuff.
But yeah. All right. Thanks again, WW431, for that question. You've earned yourself a CF pack. Well done. Let's see who we got next. From The Other Steak. I really want to know when people get these names.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I just want to know where the first steak is, to be fair. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah. And they ask, as this is a car collecting game, has it ever been considered to reward players for completing collections or partial collections of certain manufacturers, tags, colours, etc.? I think yes.
I think it might have been discussed historically. Obviously now with the new colour tags, it adds more. There's more of a perhaps a collection point of view in terms of one that's another one that you could complete. I mean, I don't think it's been discussed recently.
Yeah, I think there is something that's going to be coming fairly soon that is tangibly related to this.
Right.
We have spoken about this on the roadmap recently, which is daily objectives. Yep. We are planning to put daily objectives in the game that will reward you for, you know, various sort of tasks like X amount of races, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, could we consider down the line a more robust system like that might reward players for things like this? I mean, maybe.
I mean, it's a very long-term reward for some of the, especially the larger brands where there's multiple, where they've got hundreds of models or colours that perhaps have got hundreds or possibly like tons of models contained within them. But I think it's definitely an interesting prospect in terms of challenging.
I would be interested to know. Yeah, how many cars would you have to collect to have every green car in the game or something?
I probably have seen that number recently.
Really?
And I'm not going to give it away.
Okay,
fair enough. It'll probably tell you if you pull the tags.
Actually, that makes sense. Yeah, if you colour tagged like everything, then then I guess you would know.
Yeah. I do know off the top of my head which colour has the most cars contained underneath.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you going to reveal?
No.
Wait, can I guess it?
You can just go into the game and click sort by tags, and it'll tell you the number.
Okay. Well, actually, that's a good point. All right, I don't know that off the top of my head. I reckon it's either black or silver. That's definitely one of those two. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Well, somebody else can check that while we're looking and see if I was right. There's multiple confirmations that is in fact the real Matsy. So very good. Glad to hear from you, man. It's been a while.
Yep.
What have we got? Let's have a look at some of the questions we got in the comments here. When are we going to get a car retune feature? It's been talked about. It's a while off though.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's not too much of an update to give on that. I do want to.
Not soon.
Not soon. Not soon. TM.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I do want to give a quick update. I know it's been a while since the last roadmap. I haven't really seen too many people asking, but I haven't forgotten about doing the next community roadmap. I actually did speak to our product manager today a little bit about what could be coming. So, but I think there's gonna be a little bit of a sort of like a relook at what's upcoming in the pipeline. So I need to wait for that to happen. I will put out a new roadmap and give you guys an update as soon as I can. So yeah, and hopefully we'll have some updates on that kind of stuff. Yeah. All right. Thank you, the other steak, for that question again. That's a CF pack.
Well done, the other steak.
Yes, I do want to know where the first steak is. It's kind of making me hungry for steak now. All right, final question winner of our top 5 questions and winner of a CF pack is Biscuit Gorilla 2468, and I promise I didn't give it just for that username, even though I love it.
I mean, is it Mr. Gorilla or Mr. Biscuit? I don't know.
I don't know.
Mr. 2468. Great username, by the way.
Yeah, very good username. But they ask, do you ever take a car's length into account? It doesn't look right seeing some of those limos flying around the indoor go-kart track when they should struggle with narrow lanes, tight turns. Thanks.
So, Mr. Biscuit Gorilla.
Yes.
Or Mrs. could be either. Mm-hmm. Biscuit Gorilla, you raise a very good point.
Yeah.
So I tried this earlier in my version of the game.
And you know, it was a good point. So we looked at it.
Yeah. So we did look at it, and they almost bend their chassis as they go around the 180 degree.
They kind of look like snakes. It's funny.
So I think here there's a couple of issues that we can investigate.
Mm-hmm.
But we will look into this. Thank you for raising it. It's on my list of things to kind of resolve. And we'll look at the 3D model that represents limos, although I think possibly some of the Maybach models, so the 67 models especially, in real life they're not much longer than a regular Mercedes S-Class, which is quite a long car.
Yeah.
But it's not super limo length, if you know what I mean. So we'll look into this and how we quantify what makes a limousine.
Yeah. It would be a shame to shrink those models for limos though, because they do look quite unique in game.
Yeah, I think we'll look into that, and we'll come up with a decision as to whether we kind of introduce it's like a slightly stretched version of a normal large saloon or sedan car, which I think would be more suitable, because that's really what most L models of S classes, BMWs, etc. are. Yeah, they're just like 10 inches longer, and that's it.
Yeah, so it might be something to do with reviewing what models are using to represent which car, perhaps, that kind of thing.
But either way, I think the end result will be that we'll look at the limousine model that represents those as well, and see if we can make it run a bit better. So, but thank you for flagging that.
There you go. Yeah.
And as a final question is that?
Yeah, that was our last of the top 5 questions. Yeah.
Wins a free CF.
It does win for a CF. So,
well done,
congratulations.
2468.
Yes. Is it? Oh, it is 2468. Who do we appreciate? Biscuit Gorilla.
There
we go. Thank you very much for that. Cool. Daniel asks, can I have a free plastic pack? No, sorry.
No. Sorry, we don't have any with us.
Yes, so I would have given some out if I had some, but I don't. What else we got? Will top drives ever be available on other platforms? I think we're really just targeting Android and iOS at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah. Nothing in the pipeline as far as I'm aware, but I will update you if that ever changes. But yeah, all right. I suppose we should move on to the question that we asked you guys today, which was more of a question, less of a question, more of a demand. Show us your top drives custom cards.
Yeah, we wanted you to be creative.
Yes.
And we basically gave you free reign. I think it was like, do what you like.
Yeah, pretty much. I was I didn't want to be strict and give anybody a template on this kind of thing. One, because if we gave you like a Photoshop template, and a lot of people don't use Photoshop, use different programs for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I haven't deducted any points. I haven't knocked anybody for not sticking to the top drives format as well. I think you can really get creative with this, so I want to see where people go. But we had some really good responses. It was quite difficult to pick 3, although there was one that was a clear standout that I think we both agree on. But we had some awesome responses, so we're going to show you the top 3 that are going to win CF pack. We also picked a couple of runners up there. But I also recommend, if you're not on our Discord already, jump in there and have a look through that thread, because there are some really cool ones in there. Might give you some inspiration to make your own cards too. So yeah, let's have a look at the first one. So this comes from Trucker27, which I think is a really fitting username.
Yeah, I think. It's a truck. It's a MAN TGS.
Yep.
33 500 6x4.
Sattelzugmaschine,
Yeah.
I believe. I'm probably butchering it.
I assume that means something like heavy goods vehicle, machine, something like that. Obviously, it doesn't have a 0 to 60 because it can't reach 60 miles an hour.
That is funny. It's just NA on there.
But I think great photo,
Mm-hmm.
great choice of vehicle as well. I
Yeah.
like the way you've moved the RQ count up to the top left,
Yeah,
so it merges in with the name. That's
very
It's
nice.
a really cool piece of design.
yeah.
Yep, and you can see the entire truck clearly. I mean, 32 for handling, I think, is possibly being quite generous.
Yeah.
This thing probably weighs quite a lot.
What would this actually specialise at in game? I'm not convinced.
I suspect it would beat some of the smaller cars with low top speeds.
yeah.
So
Yeah, maybe.
It
10
could be
RQ.
faster than some of the K cars we've got in game,
Yeah.
possibly. So, but no, a very cool entry.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
I like it. Maybe we'll have to make top trucks still.
Yeah, top trucks, I think, could let's just do it.
Yeah, right now we're making
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
All right,
I went downstairs to make it.
Yeah, but thank you, Trucker27, for that. I thought that one was really cool. Next, I think I picked this one from Crayola, who submitted a bunch of really cool cards, actually.
Yep.
But this one jumped out at me, this BMW M5. Mostly because that picture is just so cool.
Yes.
The black car and that dark background with the lightning. I was like, that's just like such a great picture. And he or she has done a really good job with creating this card as well. It looks close to in-game. You've even tagged it with German Renaissance, which I think is quite cool.
Yeah.
Attention
to detail.
Yeah.
And it's a BMW E34 M5.
Exactly.
I mean, it's stunning.
It is. It's a
And
very
it's
cool
been
car.
struck by lightning.
Yep.
So hopefully not too badly.
Yeah, I hope not.
No, I think it's a really strong effort.
Yeah.
And the fact that you've tagged it up as well.
That's attention to detail.
Yeah.
That's excellent there.
We like it.
So, yeah, awesome one. But like I said, again, you guys should go check out the thread because Crayola did do a bunch of them in there. And
Is it Crayola or Crayola?
Crayola! You got to say it with the extra A's, yeah.
Yeah.
There was some awesome stuff from him in there and from everybody else. So yeah, thank you. That's a CF pack for you and for Trucker27. I can't remember if I said that already. But now we're going to move on to, I think, what we both agreed was our favourite of our top three.
This lifted our morning the moment we saw it.
This was great. So literally, it was like the first thing we came into to work and saw today because we had a bank holiday yesterday, so we weren't working.
Yeah.
So I literally came in, opened my laptop, and we were like, right, let's have a look at what we've been submitted, and we were both like, this one's going to win.
Yeah.
It is this Range Rover Evoque from Johnny Vanderpeet, but I think we can tell.
Yeah. I mean, normally, obviously, we'd want to make the car the main feature, but I think the camels, who are clearly looking at the cameraman thinking, what is he doing? Oh, look, there's a Range Rover over there.
Yeah.
I think it's the perfect press shot to use in a top drives card.
That's beautiful. I think this also proves that if you want to win any contest in the stream, you have to pander to our sense of humour.
Yeah.
More
I
than
mean,
anything else.
if you'd given the giraffe, sorry, they're not giraffes, they're camels.
I get the necks are
Camels'
pretty
names,
long.
Yeah,
like,
if
I
you
get
given the
it.
camels' names,
Yeah.
then that would have scored you maximum points.
Mhm.
We'll probably name them in the office. I think we're going to have to
Yeah,
put
we
this on
will.
the wall somewhere.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to. Like putting like a kid's drawing up on the fridge.
Yeah, I think we'll have to find a pin board or something and put this on the wall.
Yeah, this one's great.
Yeah. So well done, Johnny Vanderpeet.
I want to know like the source of that picture because it's a really professionally taken picture. I was saying if it's high enough resolution, you just cropped it down to the car. I'd be like, well, that's a great image anyway.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it looks like a press shot to me,
Mm-hmm.
and it wouldn't be the worst or weirdest press shot I've seen in all my years.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you'd use that in a magazine or a website, but here we are.
Yeah.
I would 10 out of 10 use it.
That is brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's our top three. Thank you, Johnny Vanderpeet, for that one. You've
Yeah.
won yourself a CF again. That's great. Oh yeah, Matsy said my custom card with Caleb next to the Holden. Do you remember the one that was made? It was the one
Was
with
that
the guy.
you, is it?
Well, it was Matsy made it. It was the one with the guy
Right.
standing outside it, and he put my face over the top.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the
It
car.
was a Holden something.
It was a special Holden, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a great one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, I think your face is going to be photoshopped
Oh
onto those,
no,
onto
I'm
those
going to be all the
camels soon.
camels.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. You've given people ideas now.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Matty, if you're watching, obviously you're watching, Matty Discord,
He's gonna
please
do it.
get busy with Photoshop.
Nice. A couple people here saying, oh, these are better than the ones that Hutch pick. I want to remind you that you guys don't have the licensing restrictions that we have.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't, that camel car would be in the game already.
Yeah, we'd have a lot. We'd have a lot of different photos if we weren't restricted by licensing.
Yeah.
And possibly ones with more animals in.
Yes, true.
So
more animals than cars, in fact.
Wild animals at that,
Mm-hmm.
not just domesticated ones.
Yeah, definitely. Right, but yeah, congrats to our top 3. But let's check out a couple of honourable mentions because we did pick some really cool ones in here as well. So we've got the Peel P50 from General Platypus. And this is just a car I wish we could put in the game.
We want one of these, don't we, for the office? Like you can just go and get lunch in it
That would be great, yeah.
and not get out of it. You could just drive it into a cafe and order lunch and then drive away.
I think it'd be difficult in like a McDonald's drive-through or something. You'd be leaning up.
Yeah, I think we'd have to electrify it though. I think it's got like a really like bad smoky engine.
Yeah.
But no, it's very cool, and I appreciate that you picked one of the slowest cars ever produced.
Yeah. 12 RQ, I think it's probably fitting.
Yeah, I mean, 61 handling with those wheels that looked like they were off a children's pushchair.
Or like a trolley or something, yeah.
Yeah, they don't. I'm not sure if that's a 61 handling.
That's
car.
quite a generous handling, yeah.
Yeah.
What do we have on the truck?
That was like 30 something.
32. Well, no. Okay, yeah, no, it's still a bit generous. It will handle better than that truck for sure, but
I think the Peel P50 will roll over in a corner or fall over in a corner before the truck will.
yeah. Oh no, that was the Reliant Robin episode of Top Gear where that happened. But I can see it happening with that. Yeah.
Apparently, we've just been asked, do we have humour?
Cannot confirm or deny, unfortunately.
No,
I'm under NDA for
I'm
that
not
one.
allowed to legally
Yeah.
say.
Hutch are very strict about that.
Is that Pro?
Pro, from Pro.
Thank you, Pro,
Yeah.
for asking. But you'll find no humour here.
Mm-hmm. Should be 30 or 31 handling, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it looks fantastic, but I suspect it drives like a death trap. Just gonna say it. Sorry, Peel, if you're watching. Anyone from Peel?
Frey from Facebook asks, I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that right, is there any possibility you could send us photos and we can improve them, remove the white background, just the light, change the colour of the photo, something like that? I'd love to say yes, but, well, we'd do it ourselves if we could, but unfortunately due to licensing we can't just do it and put it in the game. They've got to go through, every car has to go through every manufacturer basically, right?
Has to be approved.
Has to be approved, and they don't want stuff too heavily edited as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do have a pretty limited selection of photos that we can pick for cars, unfortunately.
We can only pick photos that we're allowed to use for starters.
Yeah.
And if that's a 40-year-old photo taken by an actual camera, then that's what we have to work with sometimes.
That's it. All right, let's move on to the next honourable mention here. From Callum Crewy 752, who I believe is in the chat right now. So
yeah,
there you go. We picked this one. Yeah, I thought this was really cool. Also got the tags on it again.
Yep. And it's a Vauxhall Nova GT or Opel.
Yeah.
Opel something GTE.
Yeah.
Opel Corsa GTE maybe in the rest of Europe.
But not a Vauxhall Corsa over here.
No.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So I'm sure it's called the Corsa. I could be wrong, but the chat will let me know in a minute if I am wrong.
Right.
So yeah, classic little car, great little hot hatch. I'm pretty certain all of these got stolen in the 1980s and early 90s. And it's at a car meet in the UK. Clearly a car cruise of some description. Yeah, I think great effort on the card, although I'm not sure that really goes to 60 in 5.7 seconds.
Yeah, it might be a little ambitious.
It's a little ambitious for the 1987.
Yeah. Oh, Callum's so upset about the stretch. I thought it was uploaded like that. My bad if I stretched it by accident. But
it's still a great effort, Callum.
Yeah.
So thank you for submitting that. Yeah, and that Nova has clearly been modified. I mean, those wheels are not factory. I'm just going to say out loud.
Is that your Vauxhall, Callum? Because that's pretty cool if it is.
Yeah, if it's yours, then that's even cooler.
Well, we'll find out in a bit.
All we're getting is wait for the chat to refresh.
Yeah.
But no, a very, very cool effort, very cool car, and great card.
Yeah. So thank you very much for that. All right. From HF, this Nissan Skyline GTR R32. Just a really awesome photo again, I think.
Yep.
Those like I'm assuming it's in Tokyo in the background. Those
Yeah.
lights.
Or they parked it in the aisle of a Japanese supermarket somewhere in London.
Yeah,
possibly.
maybe.
But no, one of the best looking Skyline GTRs, I think.
For sure.
In the backdrop where it belongs.
Mm.
Yeah, and just a fantastic, nice, clean photo. You get to see the car.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's got orange indicators.
That is cool.
Which is just awesome.
It's everything.
Well,
you
to
want.
me anyway.
Yeah.
Possibly to nobody else. So.
No, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, just a very well sourced photo. I thought that one is really cool.
Yep.
Very, very 90s too. I feel like.
Yeah.
Despite being 1990, we haven't even decided what the 90s were yet, and it managed to be so 90s.
I just can't believe that an R32 came out sort of well over 30 years ago.
I know.
That's
crazy.
That's just shocking.
Yeah.
So, we have more comments.
We do. Have you thought about changing the card template design? I know. I'm pretty sure it has changed over the years with Top Drives.
Yeah, it has been updated. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure if there's any reason to at the moment, and I don't know this out and out, but I'm imagining it's more difficult for us to change it the more cars we add to the game.
Yeah, because if, say for example, if we were to reshuffle where the info goes,
Yeah.
or the RQ, for example, or we wanted to put the car name at the bottom, I'd have to edit 3,400 photos.
You can do that.
No, it'll only take a few minutes.
Yeah.
No. I mean, seriously, if we ever were considering making a wholesale, like a thorough change to the car card, yeah, it's something obviously we'd want to get right.
For sure.
But I think it's just great effort. I think it shows that you can zoom the car in a bit as well, although it's kind of high up. But I'm down with it.
All right, a thumbs up then.
Yeah.
If there are some critiques from Car Master Ben. All right. I think we've got one more honorable mention.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yep. From Hiri Runny, who I believe is also in the chat. So welcome.
Yep.
With this Toyota Hilux Vigo E 2.5, and I believe he mentioned it was his dad's in the thread. I think that was him. Yeah. So that's his dad's actual car. Very sort of liberal interpretation of the Top Drives format, but I kind of like it.
Yeah, I like the text.
Yeah. So
cool. And it's actually a rear-wheel drive Hilux.
Oh really?
So Hilux is generally most of them are four-wheel drive. So they're kind of like off-road capable trucks, but this one is actually a rear-wheel drive, which is quite rare. I don't think we get them over here.
Yeah, I can't say I've seen
I
one.
think they're not sold in the UK and wider parts of Europe.
We just don't get many pickup trucks like that, really, do we?
Nah, shame really, because I do like a pickup
I quite like them, yeah.
Yeah, all the stuff you can put in the back.
Mm.
But no, I think it's a grand effort. 70 for handling as well. I think that rear-wheel drive's obviously made a lot of difference.
For sure.
So,
but yeah, there you go. And I think is that everything? Yeah. So that's just a couple of the many custom cars that were shared on that Discord thread. We also have a channel on Discord for people who just want to make custom cards all the time.
Yeah.
So that's always ongoing. So yeah, if you're not in our Discord, do go have a look at that because people are making some really cool stuff.
And Harry,
it's Thai trim only in Thailand. Oh, there you go. Interesting.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Nice. Cool.
Explains why we don't have it here in the UK then.
Yes.
Yes.
I think so. All right. Thanks again to everyone who submitted a car. There you go. So now we'll move on to a couple of other questions. Some runner-up ones. So these aren't gonna win a pack, unfortunately, but we still thought we'd answer them.
Yes.
And then if we've got some time at the end, we'll take a couple questions from the chat. So let's have a look at what we got here. Leafclaw asks, now how do you guys actually determine the handling of cars? Do you use skin pad results or something else, or is it just a guess?
So, we use various bits of science. Mainly is me and my colleagues actually driving them or having driven them over the years. So a lot of cars that are obviously European models or available in Europe. Between the three of us, we've driven quite a lot of them. And other than that, it's then we would turn to people that we know have driven them say if there's model gaps or we haven't perhaps driven them.
Yeah.
And then if it's, say, race cars, we would be looking at if we have contact with the drivers or people that have actually driven them, or engineers, and the manufacturers themselves. And we also use the manufacturers for production cars where we haven't driven them, or perhaps concepts as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we try and pull all our expertise together to go, this car handles better than this car, so to speak. And yeah, we also use test lap times.
Mm-hmm.
So perhaps where you might see a bunch of super saloons face off on a track, which one finishes first, or which one, in terms of the tenths of a second that would separate them. We also use YouTube videos for this, where there's like group tests, so we can see how cars will fare against each other.
Yeah.
So, and this usually is where perhaps we're struggling to hierarchy cars that we haven't driven because perhaps they're not available in the UK, for example. So,
yeah, I can imagine it's kind of difficult with handling because 0 to 60 and top speed are kind of like binary values that you can just sort of. Well, again, there is contention between those, as we talked about in the past when you've got different sources, but handling as a stat is something that we've created for top drives, so it can be a little bit more difficult. But yeah, I think that was quite a thorough answer.
We also look at older reviews as well. For really old cars, we read the reviews and we find out how they would have benchmarked against their rivals from the time. So yeah, that's which is kind of what we do. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
cool, interesting. Yeah, so thank you, Leaf Claw, for that question. Thank you, Ben, for the very thorough answer.
Probably too thorough.
No, I think it was good. All right, what do we got next here? From our friend Roadchewer, showed up in quite a few of these. Asked a lot of good questions. Yeah, Roadchewer.
Great name.
It is. Who comes up with the names for events? In my head, it seems like a fun office game. So we've got some very talented designers who have been allowed to call out. Bianca and Rob, who work on a lot of the events you play.
Yeah.
And Tri-Series and all sorts of stuff like that. Do a very good job at coming up with puns and all sorts of ridiculous names for events. Occasionally in advance I'll see like a list of them and I'll just be amazed that they've had the time or just thought quick enough to come up with all these different puns for all these different things.
Some of the names they come up with are truly brilliant.
Yeah, they are great.
So.
I did see someone suggest back when we were doing the Great Outdoors though that there should be an event called like Touch Grass or something like that. Go outside and touch grass, which I thought was pretty funny, but I think it was too late to localize it at that point. So there's been some good community suggestions too. But yes, our designers are pretty good at that. They're endless source of puns.
Yes, there's many more to come.
Yes, many more to come.
Yeah.
And they're like that in person as well, just speaking to them. They're full of puns. It's insane. But yeah, there you go. That's the answer to that one, Roadchewer. This one I thought was really interesting actually, and I'm hoping Ben might have a cool answer for this. Varen Viper 06, with the thousands of cars in the game, I imagine a good deal of time is spent researching most of them, especially with the more obscure manufacturers. Are there any interesting stories and new discoveries you've made about car while creating it for the game?
Wow, that's a great question.
Yeah.
So I believe, and I do remember distinctly, when I was researching Morgan.
Yeah.
So Morgan was 17.
Yes. It was the
pre-Australia update.
Yes. Yeah. That was it.
Yeah. So Morgan, so they've made very few cars.
Mm-hmm.
They made the +6, +4, three-wheeler, and a lot of their cars they seem to go, do you know what, we're just going to stop making it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to make it for an entire decade, so +4, +6, +8. So they would stop making the car and then bring a model out with the same name that looks very similar to the model they stopped making, say, a decade ago.
Yeah.
But it'd be entirely different underneath.
That's crazy.
They have a new chassis, new engine, new gearbox, and they did this across throughout all their models. And this was quite difficult to research because I'd be like, well, which car am I looking at? Well, that one's got an old V8, that one's got a BMW V8, and it was just a case of working my way through their basically entire back catalogue. And also they changed their names from numerical numbers, as in the number 6, to the word 6.
Yeah.
Which heralded an all new generation of cars. I was like, that is such a Morgan thing to do.
Yeah, well, just saying it as 6.
And guess what? They looked very similar.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So researching stuff like that
confusing.
has been hugely interesting, as well as researching stuff like for concept cars.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Trying to nail down the powertrains, stuff like that.
Mm.
So, yeah, that's one of the most interesting ones I can think of off the top of my head.
Cool. Yeah, I think it's probably the most interesting when we have those obscure manufacturers, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I do discover stuff pretty much every time we look at a car list.
Yeah.
Especially when you're looking at stuff where you go, oh, that car's really cool. I didn't know about that. Like AMC with their lifted off-road convertibles, estate cars and stuff. So like Subarus before there were Subarus.
Interesting.
So,
yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you, Veron Viper, for that one. I think we've got one more.
Yep.
Yeah, here we go. So, from Berezi, what happened with GT Series? It was a nice concept that I think a lot of players liked. Why was that stopped? And are there any ideas for something similar to be implemented in the future? Yeah, so if people don't know, GT Series, pretty much like Tri-Series, but they're kind of offline, so you're not directly competing against other players and you still get a chance at winning a prize car. And yeah, I completely get why people like these events. We've never said outright that I don't think we're never going to do them again or anything like that.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, but I guess we did these a lot, sort of just over a year ago. We were running into server issues and stuff like that we had to fix. We couldn't reliably do a Tri-Series, so we put out a lot of GT Series then. And obviously, I get as well that I think these are kind of more accessible for people who maybe don't have garages that are like sort of PvP ready on some Tri-Series events. So we definitely know that people still like GT Series and want to get back to them. I think recently, like especially we've been focusing on Tri-Series because we've done these improvements, like sort of the minimum race per prize tier feature. I think Tri-Series are in like a pretty good place right now. We're not having any server issue stuff. We're beginning to solve the late joining issue.
Yep.
I think we're focusing on Tri-Series because they're kind of like the best they've been in a while, I would say, at the moment. But that's not to say we'll never do a GT Series again. And of course, we've spoken about this before as well, but we want to investigate other ways to award prize cards as well, because we do have a situation at the moment where we've got a lot of prize cards to give out. People want us to rerun prize cards too.
Yep.
We're investigating ways that we can sort of go about that.
Yeah.
Which may or may not involve GT Series. We don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I think rest assured we will find ways to get at least prize cards into the hands of people in a variety of different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or rerunning prize cards.
Mm-hmm.
So back into the hands of people.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I think that does it for the other questions that I've got there. So take a few minutes here to grab a couple of questions from the chat. Scroll up a little bit. Can there, instead of one legendary prize card for the Veteran Challenge, maybe be 3 where people can choose from all around the same RQ? This was also implemented a while ago in a big challenge. I mean, I'm not sure if like the designers have considered that as an option. It could be cool for Veteran Challenge. Again, I think we'd probably be fairly hesitant to swap out prizes now in Veteran Challenge because obviously we confirm them a long time in advance and you work towards those grabbing your tokens. So we don't really want to sweep out from people's feet and say, hey, you can't get this anymore if that's what you've been saving up for.
Yeah.
But, definitely something that could be worth considering. Where do you find the car stats? I mean, Ben usually has a big list of...
It's a very good question. So from multiple sources, manufacturers always first point of call. So manufacturer brochures or literature or even calling the manufacturers themselves. And then if it's, say, a really old car, we would look at historical tests.
Yeah.
If no brochure exists. And then failing that, we'd find someone that owns one or has driven one. Or may have tested one at some point in their life. So who would still have those stats written in a little hand notebook somewhere.
That's cool. So that's how we're digging out info sometimes.
Yeah. So, and also YouTube. That's another valuable source.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. Can there be 3 instead of 1 low? I think that's the same question we just asked. Can there be 3 instead of 1 low RQ prize card choosing the veteran challenge? Maybe some older, recently released prize, already released prize cards, so that a rerun through Tri-Series is not necessary. It could be a good idea, right? Maybe. I'd have, again, like the designers would have to weigh this up and consider if it was going to work and everything. But I think, I mean, any kind of ways that we can, give people the chance to get previously run Tri-Series prize cards, again, would be cool. Will there be a new Cars and Coffee? This isn't a request. We need another episode with Dimitri. They were fun. Yeah, I've seen people say that. Dimitri has been known to make an appearance now and again on the stream. Maybe we could convince him to come back with some coffee.
I think he's, he's picking and choosing his moments.
He is. Yeah. Lots of people asking for new manufacturers. We're always trying. But
we're always looking into it.
Yeah. Add a Super Mark IV. A lot of people want a Super Mark IV. Or maybe 2 people do, and one person's just saying it a lot.
Super Mark IV? Was that the... Yeah, that's the one that's really expensive now. I prefer the new one. So
there you go.
With a manual, obviously. Just got to get that in there. Aero 8 and Aero Super Sports from Callum. Not really sure what the question was. Just seems to be... Maybe it's buried beneath all that adding of Supras.
Maybe. What is the wish list for? That's just a little feature in game that you can put down cars that you want to get yourself at some point.
Yep. We do read that, by the way. So thank you for your contributions there.
Yeah. Will you add a YouTuber edition tag? Depends what you mean exactly by that. We've got a tag that will be featured eventually called As Seen on YouTube.
Maybe they mean tag make models of cars that belong to famous YouTubers. I mean, I think we'd be retagging and tagging. Yeah. Untagging all the time.
Someone messaging us like, I just sold this car, man. You need to untag it.
There's nothing like a YouTuber fixing a car or buying a car and then selling it on like a month later because they feel like it.
Yeah. Keep up the great work, lads. As a petrol head, this is the ultimate game to be playing. Thank you very much, Justin Reynolds. That's lovely of you to say. By any chance, any teaser for the new update? Maybe a new hint? Could you make this a regular thing so more people watch the stream? Well, we do pre-release update streams when they come around.
And we stream when there's no release.
Yes.
And then we stream, because it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I think we did one of those once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can say that there will be an update coming soon. Hopefully quite soon. Hopefully quite soon. I need to see what's occurred since. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, but the next update that releases will not be a new car update. It's going to be some other stuff. But yeah.
Yep.
Cool. French update when? We're considering.
We'll consider it.
We'll consider it.
Yeah. There are some great French cars we can put in.
Yeah. Sweet. All right. I think we could probably get things up there.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us once again, coming out and hanging out and asking questions and showing us your custom-made cars and everything. It's been fun as always. So yeah, we'll be back this time next month, thereabouts, with another Q&A stream. Maybe another one before if we can squeeze it in, but I don't want to confirm anything yet.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. If you're not already in our Discord server, come and join us on the Discord server because that's where we collect the questions. And if you want to be involved in that, you should join. So that's discord.gg/topdrives. That's it. So yeah, join there. Come and chat about the game. Chat about whatever you like. If you want to go into off topic, it'd be great to see you. And yeah, thanks for joining. We'll see you in the next one.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.